we want to thank you for sticking with K24 this morning. Thank you so much if you just tuned in as well. Keep talking to us through our social media platforms at K24 TV. Our WhatsApp number is always pretty active. You'll see it at the bottom of your screen should you wish to contribute to our ongoing discussions right here on K24 this morning. My name is Shiko Kaitani, and today on our social hour, gentlemen, we're dedicating this one to you. We are going to dive deep into a very unusual space. And we're going to be talking about your money. Now, they say that the M in man is for money. The question is, how do men approach money differently today than they did before? And so we've got two guests in studio, two speakers, in fact, who we believe you're going to absolutely love. I'm talking about personal development coach CJ Atemo, who's here with us, not a stranger to the show. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, one of my very, very good friends, author and motivational speaker, Stephen Kigwa, is here with us today. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you for inviting me.
And by the way, Mr. Kigwa has been so gracious to bring some of his copies, or at least some of his books. We're talking about No More Lies. That's a good one. The Maze of Masculinity. I'm very curious to hear about, what this book is about. And Confessions of Married Men. Okay, so we'll talk about a bit of that in just a moment, Mr. Kigwa, and, in regards to our topic today. But gentlemen, thank you so much for making time to discuss with us, of course, the modern manhood, if you put it that way. But here's the question of the day for our viewers, and we're asking, what expenses do you think today's men prioritize on when spending their money? What expenses do you think today's men prioritize on when spending their money? We also want to go further and ask, what do you think money means to you, and how important is it to you as a man? Gentlemen, why don't you text in? And of course, for ladies, how important is it for you as well for your man to have it? That's a good question to ask as well, because it really does dictate a lot, especially in relationships. So let me start off with you,
Why did you have to start with me?
Because you look like, you're that student in the back of the class who doesn't want to answer any question. I'm like, yes, you at the back.
All right.
So answer that question for me. And of course, I'll get Bona Kigwa's opinion as well. What place does money have in a man's life? Like, how important are finances to you?
I think generally money is very important to man, to any man. But it depends also on the values of the person. Yeah. But if we talk about the ordinary person, the ordinary man may have a stronger relationship with money than he would have with a woman. Wow. The ordinary man. So it depends on the value systems of the man. Because right from the beginning, a man was, allow me to get back a bit into that. Right from the beginning, a man is created and put in a place of work. Yes. His first relationship was with his purpose, his work, and whatever comes out of that. And that still generally remains true up until now. Right. I've said before here that a man can give up on a relationship so as to pursue a career, while for the woman it's different. Yes. She can give up on the career in order to enhance or build a relationship. Right. So for the ordinary man, not all men, for the ordinary man, money comes first. Right.
But Mr. Kigwa, if you think about it, there are men who think that a man is nothing without the money.
Now, I think I would like to know, who are these people in the first place? Are they fellow men, or are they women? Are they married, or are they not?
Right.
Well, let me just begin also by mentioning what Chris has just mentioned about the place for money for men. Yeah. Right from the beginning, when God created Adam, he placed him in a garden called Eden. We know the story. Yeah. But there's a phrase I like in that scripture. It talks about, and the gold of that place was good. Yeah. So he was not only given a place to work, but he was also placed in a position where he had access to gold. So money is very important to a man. It's very important because it affects everything, everywhere we do. Yeah. Money for men means influence, power, options, convenience, all these things. It's important. Right. So I don't think people are so far-fetched when they say that a man without money is like he is no man. It is actually not even the people out there. It's actually how a man feels when he has no money. Really? A man unable to provide for his family feels down. Yeah. Not even about people out there. Himself. He feels that. But most women don't even notice, don't realize that a man feels bad when he is not able to provide for his children, for his wife. Yeah. Yeah, he feels bad.
When then does the problem begin? CJ, when the man cannot understand boundaries. And I think I've mentioned this when you've been on set before, that there are 3 things that if a guy doesn't have a budget on, which is sex, power, money, we've got a problem.
Well, when you talk about the boundaries, a man must, first of all, have his self-identity and esteem intact. As much as it is good to have all these other things outside, and the truth is men feel naked when they don't have money.
Wow.
Like Steve has said, you know, you cannot answer questions. You can't solve problems.
Right.
You do not provide options, and you do not provide security as well. See, security is not just against thugs. People knowing that they will be in the same house tomorrow, or the children will not be kicked out of school, brings emotional stability and mental stability, which is a form of security. All of that is good, but a man must begin from the point of understanding themselves. Who am I? Because there are times when you will have money, there are times when you won't have money. And you cannot then pin your identity on what you have or do not have.
Right.
The reason I'm saying that is sometimes then men find themselves pursuing the money too much.
Right.
Because they feel that defines them. So they will do anything to try and get the money. And sometimes then they ignore a few other things as well, like relationships around them, support systems around them, giving their time to people who are in their space. They can easily then compromise their values as well to get that money.
To get the money.
So a man must come to the place of understanding who they are first, and then knowing that money is a tool that helps them to accomplish certain things.
And Mr. Kigwa, listen to the way even young men today discuss the idea of money. The whole idea of you, and like we're talking about the identity of who the man is about what's in your pocket, such that a young man will not think about anything else, because he'll be like, bro, kama hona your pesa, what are you today? So the perception, how has society just, you know, conditioned us around how a man should be?
I think part of the blame I will throw to the people in the media.
It's
because, no, allow me to substantiate my statement. It's because the media people define success of a man based on maybe the kind of attire or apparel he puts on, the kind of house he lives in, the kind of car he drives. And even the kind of movies or dramatization you see in our movie scenes and all that, they actually depict that if a man is powerful, great, then he has to be driving these, going to these kind of places for vacations and holidays and stuff like that. So we have made money look like if you don't have it, then you have got nothing at all. If you ask me, I would say, I think the first thing that should be taught to a young man, it's not about how to earn money. It's about how to earn respect. Respect for yourself first, and respect for the work you do and those you serve. I think that's important. Taking duties as sacred that you've been given by God to do, and not in the pursuit of money. Money comes as a result of what you do, the value you are contributing to the society. Yes.
How important is money when it comes to dating, CJ? You've done so many relationship discussions because, you know, a lot of guys says, I have to get the money before I get the woman, okay? It's unlikely it will be successful if I don't get the money first.
Well, it's not just a problem that the guys have, because they also feel put under that pressure by the girls that they need to date. with the girls feeling like if he cannot take you out to a date and pay for it and pay for the taxi and whatever, what are you doing with him? If you're making your own money already and he's not adding anything to you, so why do you need him? So the men then begin to feel the pressure because the ladies have also raised their stakes. They're saying, I'm doing well by myself, so if you're not coming to improve my life, then I'd rather be by myself, you know?
Amen to that.
So the guy then begins to feel, if I meet Shiko, I need to do for her something that she's not doing for herself. So there's already pressure right there. I think it needs to be lessened. That pressure needs to be lessened because people must be identified by the values that they have. We have to go past what is around us. There are people who are, you know, he's written a book, I've not read, but he's written a book about the lies. There are people who will impress you, but everything about them is a lie. They have borrowed the car, they're living in a house they cannot afford.
On loans, they're debt,
just to impress you. And they will take you on this very good date. They will take you into these good places. Then one day you wake up and realize all this was a facade. I think we need to value things like honesty, hard work, vision, that this person has a purpose, that this person knows where they want to go to, and they're applying themselves to that purpose in order to accomplish it and achieve it. So if right now they're not able to afford a good dinner, we can make the adjustment and we work as we keep on going.
So, and I think that what you're saying also is just that it involves teamwork. Like it has to be, it has to come from the two of us in regards to relationships. But Kikwa, what would you say to that man who's watching, who says, by the way, I like what Chris is saying. It sounds good on paper, but qua ground, different.
You know, it's a real challenge. Manhood today is totally different from what it was some years back. Some years ago, we actually used to know these are the specific roles for men. But today it's not that way. The social landscape has changed. I opened up one of my books with a story of a young man who went to his grandfather. And the grandfather looks at this young man and says, hey, you are of age now. You need to become a man. And he asked the grandfather, what do you mean? He said, you need to have a woman to marry, get married, provide for her, care for her. He said, oh, okay, I'll do that. So he goes out looking for a girl to marry. Finally, he meets a girl and they start dating. And the girl says, you know, I'm really looking for a real man. And the guy is like, a real man? What do you mean a real man? And then someone who is a real man. Real man. So he said, okay, then I'm that real man. I'll provide for you. I'll take care of your, what you need and all this. And then the girl says, no, I have all these things. I need a real man. Anyway, to cut the long story short, they finally got married. Some years into their marriage, had some issues. The guy went to seek counsel from his grandfather and said, Grandpa, I have a problem with my wife. So what's the problem? She is no longer listening to me. And then the grandfather said, no, you've got to put your foot on the ground. And the guy says, the ground is the house that she bought. Then the grandpa says, then show her who is wearing the trouser. She wears trousers too. You see, the social landscape has changed.
It has changed.
Some men are actually intimidated by the fact that their women are earning more than them.
Absolutely.
And I think it boils back to what CJ was talking about, not knowing your identity, really who you are. Because at some point, and this is something that I have seen in most people's lives, at some point a man may lose a job. So if his identity was tied to what I can produce, the money, then you see, then he will be left wondering where to go.
And what does that intimidation lead to, CJ? Because it's funny he brought that up, because it was even one of my talking points, that there are men who just cannot stand the idea of their woman being more successful. And again, it boils down to the money.
Allow me to jump in before CJ picks it up.
Go ahead.
It's this. Let me tell you, I don't think a woman was actually wired to provide. I have sat with many couples. Sometimes they come to me and my wife for counseling or because of an issue here and there. And I have never found a woman who feels so comfortable providing food, clothing, shelter for 1 month, 2 months, a year like that. After some time, she gets tired. So that is what a man doesn't want to hear from the woman, that I'm the one who is paying the bills, I'm the one who is doing. A man doesn't want to hear that at all.
Whoa.
You know, I'm laughing about that because the conversation with younger men now is they're trying to get women to get to the place of being equal partners.
Right.
They don't understand that aspect, that a woman will not provide for too long. She's not wired to do that. The hands were not meant to walk.
It's true.
Even in disability or different ability, if you have to use your hands, the muscles will be built up a bit more because they were not built to carry the body. When a woman has to be the one supporting the man, then it means that her muscles have to grow. And there are a lot of inconveniences around that.
Right.
That she can does not mean that she should do that. Coming back to the intimidation thing, it's just a matter of displacement.
Yeah.
Positionally, this man is supposed to be a protector, a priest, a provider, and all that. Then he finds himself in a place where he doesn't know what role to play because it seems like this woman can take care of herself.
Right, and he feels like now there's no purpose, there's no need for me to be there.
So he's wondering, what am I doing here?
Right.
And you know, even just in a setup of the marketplace, in an office, if you go into an office every day, you report there and you do not know what to do, even if you're being paid. You'll feel like leaving that place.
It's true. Yeah, because you don't know what you're here for.
Yeah, so everybody wants to feel useful. Everybody wants to feel needed. So most of those men, the intimidation is, what is my role?
Right.
What am I doing here? Who am I? Can I even speak?
Right.
Will I be listened to? Can I guide? Will I be able to give direction? So it's a matter of them having been displaced that makes them come out as people intimidated.
Okay. Gentlemen, let's take a look at a few text messages. I understand there are some that we can sample. Someone says, hey, nice discussion. Watching from Nyayo. Money means a lot to me. I have realized when I am broke, my confidence goes so low. And this explains why I prefer looking for money to any other thing. Okay. Thank you so much. Hello, Shiko. This is Moses from Nakuru. Great discussion there about men and money and being challenged to base my identity on values and not money. Wow. See, you guys are touching someone today. Shiko, let me begin by saying money is everything. Let no one tell you money isn't everything. Second, money can buy anything, and I repeat, anything except life and God's salvation. To a man, money is the key. And if a man doesn't have money, even his confidence falls. And I think the lack of money is the worst mental disease many men are suffering from. But I think the solution to this stereotypic fact is us accepting ourselves from where you are, the point you are at, and then begin from there and work towards getting that money. Because at the end, the pleasure added to our back is so high in here to an extent. If you upload all this stuff in your mind, you'll die at 40, my friend. I think what we should cherish, we men, and our opposite gender is hard work, respect, companionship, and appreciation. Very, very nice. Okay. Detailed, but you can see what's coming out. And by the way, I didn't even know this until I was listening to T.D. Jakes, that he said the Bible talks more about money than it does about baptism, because money is everything, okay? But what isn't money, okay? What can't money give you that we need to understand, and what men need to understand, Mr. Kigwa?
It's something actually I say that money cannot do for people.
Right.
It can't even do for you. Money, there is something that money and affluence and success will never teach you.
Yeah.
It will never teach you to be who you really are. Yes. It
Right.
will, in fact, success limits you from getting inside of yourself to get to know why really am I doing what I do. And sometimes even when we lose the jobs that we lose, that's when we go back inside ourselves thinking about why do I do this in the first place.
Right.
And I think in the pursuit for money, men need to pause at some point and begin to ask themselves, okay, I am making this money to buy all these things. Then what am I missing out on that money cannot buy? For example, it cannot buy the relationship that you'll have with your children or with your wife. And I actually say that there is no amount of public life success that can compensate for your failure at home as a man, as a father, as a husband.
Right.
That cannot be bought by money at all. You cannot buy respect from people because you have money.
Right.
They may follow you because you can drop some to them, but doesn't mean they respect you at all. So these are some of the things that money really cannot buy, especially the relationships at home. That's key for me.
allow us to take a short commercial break. And then when we get back, we're going to be discussing more on man and the money. And we're really asking you, gentlemen, what does it truly mean to you as a man? And of course, ladies, how important is it for you to have your man have it? But most importantly, here's our question of the day. We're asking, what expenses do you think today's men prioritize on when spending their money? Gentlemen, please open up and tell us the truth. At K24 TV is how you can reach us. And of course, that WhatsApp number at the bottom of your screen. We'll be back with Stephen Kigwa and of course, CJ Atemo in just a bit.